Hello everybody, welcome back to me making chainmail. Last time we made the basic shape of the front. I still have to fill in the middle part. That's pretty well what we're going to do today. Hopefully I'm going to do the middle part as well as some shoulder pads and maybe a connecting piece at the back so I can actually hang it on a coat hanger correctly rather than hanging it up by the middle of the chains. That'd be nice. Anyways, that's what we're gonna do today. I took some time for myself and cut all of the rings out, but since my normal wire cutters, as you saw, were broken, I decided to grab what one of my viewers suggested, which are these. Some tin snips, and they worked a lot better. Like you can snip like 8 at a time. It's great. However, that did cause warping in the ring itself. So if you look at that, you can see it always, this is what happened on every ring. It flipped up on one side. So I have to bend pretty well all rings into place, and I do doubt that they will all be exact. So that's going to be fun. Anyways, I have to make, to finish up the Hauberk, the front of the Hauberk that I have right now, I need to make how many 5lets? Let's see. 6 times 7. I need to make 36 5lets, which is just incredible. For those of you who haven't watched yet, I'll show you my Hauberk, what it looks like so far. Get that over with. So this is what I have so far. Move back a little bit so you can get it all in shot. So I've decided that I am gonna make separate shoulder pads that are gonna be in a different way in case I want to add actual length, wrist length, shoulder sleeves basically afterwards. So this is just gonna sit on my collarbone, which actually works better because this goes a fair bit below my waist to like my pubic bone, somewhere around there. So yeah, obviously there's a big part missing here, which I will be filling in today, which is the 7x6 that I was talking about. So is that wrong? No, I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. You always got to check the weave because it can mess up so goddamn easily. It's ridiculous. So goddamn easily. Also, it's raining in the background, if you can hear that. It's kind of nice. Wish it were raining harder. Have some alternative background noise, because that's always nice. Anyways, that's what we're pretty well going to do for, I don't know how long it'll take, an hour or something? To make 36 5lets. That's gonna be fun. Let's get started then. See how well I can actually bend these back into place. You know what, they're bending pretty easily. Yeah, it's a little warped, a little bit, but it's pretty good. It's definitely going to require more effort than the alternative. Because before I could just... This I have to press down the one side. But it shouldn't be too huge of an issue.
I don't think. I'm going to put on some videos in the background. I suggest you do so as well. Could actually definitely see what Mr. Can't remember his name now. The chainmail guy that usually comes in. I could definitely see what he was saying about the tin snips. They fit together much better. Much better. Changeling Chain, yes. Thank you. That's what his name was. The guy who suggested the tin snips. Well, he suggested, I think they were like paracord snips or something, or parasnips. But, I mean, they were these, essentially. And they work pretty well. that 3, 4, 4. It's 5. It's at 6. Is there really 5 people watching? That'd be nice. I have most of the Hauberk made at this. Not most of the Hauberk. What am I saying? I have most of the front of the Hauberk made. Just show you quickly, in case people are watching. This is what we have so far. I need to fill in this, which is what I'm doing right now. Okay? And then I'm going to be putting shoulder pads on here, and then hopefully a connecting piece on the back, so I can actually hang it correctly rather than however I'm hanging it right now. Okay. The heck? What the heck? What do you mean by the heck? Oh, okay. Goodbye. I'm confused by his by his comments. Is my title not accurate enough? Making chainmail? Not sure what the hell to say the heck for. And he didn't explain himself or herself, so I don't know. That's called non-constructive criticism. If it even is criticism, I really don't know. That just annoys me. Why did he do that? Now it's caught in my mind. Why did he say the heck? And then leave. Now I'm just sad. At least if he said boring or something, that'd be one thing, but no. Let's check again. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Just some rando. Don't bother with it. He had the stream muted while playing shitty Splatoon. No. Did I miss anything important on rando? Nope. Not at all. Just commenting on his stupid shit. That confuses me. Not gonna miss anything for the next hour as I try to make these fivelets. So 3, 4. What? He took skill training bluff a bunch of times, even though feat bonuses don't stack. Are you talking about rando? Or something else? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can't actually even take... Oh, no, I guess you can, because it doesn't specify that you can't take it in the same skill, so I guess. I guess. That's fucking stupid, but yeah, I guess you could do that. Wait, skill training. Doesn't that just give you training in the skill? So it wouldn't matter about feat bonuses not stacking, you can only have training once in the skill. Training doesn't stack. It's 5. Or skill focus, or whatever. Whatever the thing that gives you +2. I think it's skill focus. Or something along that line. He has the bluff skill multiple times, yeah. It's an auditory cheat. Oh, yeah, skill focus gives it +3. Okay. Skill focus gives it +3. That'd be really OP if skills were ever used in 4th edition. Well, they're used sometimes, but not very often. That's another 6. There we go. Which would be a nice choice, but making a skill monkey is pretty much an impossible thing to do in 4E save heavy skill focused bards. I mean, yeah, skill focused bards. I'm pretty sure, isn't Jack of all trades a feat? Yeah, it is. So you could do that. Like, you could make a skill monkey, but Why? What's the point? It's not gonna help you. You end up having over plus 20 bonuses by 30th. Yeah. So monkey and 40 multiple skill focus with the text lump. Yeah, no, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Unless you just want literally all skills. And a skill monkey in the right edition is going to replace your rogue, your wizard, and whatever else you're lacking. Yeah, no, I could see that. I could see a skill monkey being very useful in other editions. But, just have one skill monkey and then a bunch of fighters. I thought it was a +2 to all skills, not +1. No, it's a +2 if you don't have training in the skill. Pretty sure that's how it works. So you could take that as a nice base feat, and then invest in skill focuses if you want like a decent starting skill set. It's not particularly worthwhile because 4E's DCs get crazy, so expertise in certain areas is better than focusing on everything. Yeah, no, I guess that's true. Doesn't Bard have something as well that also stacks with? I mean, you can always change. Jack of all trades for a skill expertise, so it's not the end of the world. It's just kind of a nice starting thing. But I can see what you're saying with the high DCs. Rather than usually, or sorry, not even usually, sometimes getting the skill, getting the correct DC in all skills, it would be better to usually get the skill DC in certain roles. Certain skills. I'll see you lag behind in combat. I mean, yeah, that's 4th edition. You have to invest in combat feats, otherwise you're fucked. You have to, in order to stay normal. Normal? Is that the right word? I don't think that's the right word. Still, I think you understand what I'm saying. Thief would function best for Skill Monkey. Yeah. The rogues have a lot of skills that they can be trained in, and bards have a lot of skills as well, but they can also be trained in... Not can be trained, god damn it, I have to pause this so I can actually talk. And bards get pluses to untrained skills, so, you know. Oh, apparently, Superman versus Batman, or whatever it was, really shit. Which is hilarious. Good job, DC Comics. You're just great. Not that I was going to see it anyways, but at least I can justify it. Beyond, I don't really want to. Six. Superman is pretty sure a pretty shitty superhero anyways, and Batman's just a rich dude in a suit with martial arts training and some gadgets. Yeah, I like the latter as well, but he's still pretty meh. Superman's just fucking stupid. Even if they changed him in current age. Like if they use current age Superman. I'm scarred from Bronze Age Superman just being the most retarded, overpowered thing ever. Anyways, Rogue gets Thievery and Stealth for free with an additional 4 skills, yeah. And they're gone. Bard lags behind. 3 rows. We need a leader. I think I'd rather be a leader than a defender at this point. It's getting pretty special. I'm disappointed that Dan didn't push for a leader instead of setting on first player and giving him a blank slate. Yeah, Shmeev the Cleric. Goblin's racial bonuses, I believe, are dexterity and constitution. I believe that's what they are. What am I doing? Shmeev is not becoming anything but a wild sorcerer. That's the only place he fits. Wisdom/charisma. Oh yeah, charisma. Wisdom. I mean, Goblin Cleric works decently, but Shmeev Cleric does not. That's the point. I'm not even inspired by my class. Pact-based warlocks are pretty much my least favorite spellcaster. Yeah. Yeah. You're just some bastard that made a pact with a thing, and now you have powers. I want to follow Strippin's tail and make a bard that only uses limericks. That would be interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Like, sorcerer is born or is given powers by some means, and they're all natural. And then wizards, they spent a lot of time studying, and now they're proficient with magic. But warlocks, some magical creature gave it to you, and you kind of have to, I wouldn't say do his bidding, but have some sort of mutual relationship with them. You're just kind of consistently taking powers from them. Cleric's my favorite class overall, but 4E is shit. Sorry. Like Shaman, but try fitting any primal class aside from Barbarian into the why are you adventuring question. Yep. That is accurate. I'm fighting for the natural world. That's why. I mean, you could just treat them as basically a cleric, but you can treat religion and primal as pretty well the same thing, except they're praying to primal gods in the natural world. And spirits, I guess. As opposed to deities. Something like that, I think. Warlord is pretty much literally my only option. Harden's trash and targets AC with all first and third level at wills. First and third level at wills. Okay. And the one that targets Fortitude is a shitty push. Bard's meh. I don't particularly like musicians as adventurers. They don't have to be musicians. They could be actors, I guess. They're just entertainers, basically. I don't particularly like musicians as adventurers, and skill monkeys suck in 4E, so balls that. Then there's I guess War Priest, but no thanks. Yeah, I like Warlord. I made a Warlord that uses a bow. That was fun. Just have really high AC, but always be out of combat anyways. It's great. Pretty sure I'd only choose Cleric or Warlord if I were to make a leader. Forced, eh. Yeah, no, I guess that's true. Or songs. I guess that was the main entertainment focus. Way back when, in the mythical world, people sung. That was your entertainment. Archer Warlord is kind of cool, but loses Chainmail and Light Shields. Strength over Dexterity. I think I maneuvered it around so I could actually use Scale. I think? I don't remember. I made it a long while ago. I think it was something with 1 feat gives you access to scale armor, and then the other feat, class features, I mean. And then the other feature loses shields and... Yeah, no, that's what it was. You gain access to large shields and scale with 1 class feat, and then you lose access to chain and normal shields by getting the archer feat, by using the archer class feat. So you're able to equip a large shield and scale while using a bow, I believe. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'd have to look at it again. It was either that or you could only choose one of those 2 skills, but I'm pretty sure they were 2 separate things. Yeah. But the combat leader feature is basically the best one, hands down. It's not really worthwhile to take Battlefront. What's the combat leader feature? Just give me a brief description of it. See if I can jog my memory. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna look it up. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can find that feat. Hero Lab. Demo. Worry. Whatever. Don't care. Class, Warlord. I don't have it here. Give me a second. Marshall, there we go. Oh. Yeah, you can choose Archer, Warlord, and Battlefront Leader, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. So when you choose Archer Warlord class feature, you lose proficiency with Chainmail and Light Shields. You gain proficiency with military ranged weapons. In addition, when you make ranged basic attack with a bow, you can use Strength instead of Dexterity. And then Battlefront Leader. This replaces your combat leader class feature. You gain proficiency with heavy shields, and you gain. Oh, so you don't gain scale. Well, where the hell scale then? And you gain the Battlefront shift power. Shit. Where the hell did I get the scale then? Because I don't want the Battlefront. God damn it. Oh, I don't remember how I did it. Commanding present, maybe. No, that wouldn't be it. I don't know. What have you been saying? +2 untyped initiative bonus to yourself and allies within 10 squares. Yes. Link the first lane. Archer Warlord is just military ranged. For some armor proficiencies, scale is gained via a feat that only Battlefront leaders can take. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So if you want to be insane like me and have a high AC, be a high AC ranged guy, there you go. It's a great option. Scale is gained by a feat that only Battlefront leaders can take. Yeah. Thinking of attempting a human archer warlord build that uses tactical presence, so I have int to bump my AC a bit. Yeah, I guess so. Why weren't you doing that? You say you remember why you weren't doing that. Why weren't you doing that? Warlords, ranged, at wills, are absolute shit for being a leader. Really? Okay, I'm not gonna check. I'm just gonna take your word. I thought there were some good ones. Maybe in like Dragon Magazine or something. I use Hero Lab, so that pretty well has everything from 4E in it. And it actually sources where it's from. So, give me a second, I'll look at them. Class Marshall. Ranged. Direct strike, paint the bullseye, and risky shot. So risky shot's kind of shit. Until the start of your next turn, your allies gain a power bonus to damage rolls against the target equal to your intelligence modifier or wisdom modifier. That's pretty good. And you choose an ally that makes an attack. It's not terrible. You can just choose someone else to attack on your turn. That seems pretty good. It's not great. Oh, it doesn't? Are you sure? That'll open up. Why do I keep on closing Hero Lab? I know I'm going to look at it again. Just keep it open. Just keep it open, mate. Just keep it open. Marshall. Ranged. Paint the bullseye. Yeah, no, it isn't. You don't add your strength modifier. That kind of sucks. No, it's not an actual attack. Direct the strike is an actual attack, but it's a substitution attack. No, I don't think it was errated. Errated? Herited? Whatever. No. I don't know why, but no, it hasn't. I guess because they figure if everybody's getting a bonus equal to your wisdom/intelligence, then, you know. But yeah, I can definitely see direct the strike being really good. Just continuously give it to your striker. So then your striker can basically just attack twice every round. Direct the strike. And CS. Oh god, what the hell is CS? Commander strike. Oh, yeah. Just making other people attack is the best thing you can do. Yep. Allowing your striker to attack or your defender to mark is godly. I agree. Direct the strike is that it's a ranged 5 power. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. It's just why. If it was range 10, that would be great. It would be great. It would be a very, very useful power. So then you could actually be at ranged. I mean, if you're within range, just use Commander Strike anyways. The only time I can see you being... I don't know. I guess you could just use CS and DTS and then Commander Strike and Direct the Strike. And then just, if you're in combat, use Commander Strike. And if you're out of combat, then you use Direct the Strike. And that's your entire everything. That's all you do. You don't even have weapons. Don't even need weapons. Fuck it. From what I can see, if you're ranged, or, mostly ranged, then you should be taking Direct the Strike. Otherwise, if you're going to be in combat, then just take Commander Strike, because it's just better. From what I could see. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Commander Strike, one of your allies can take a free action to make a melee basic attack against the target. And the ally gains a bonus, as opposed to Direct the Strike, which... Oh, I see. It's the difference between a basic attack and a melee basic attack. Yeah, okay. That seems weird, though. I feel like you would have to change your skill, your attack, based on... That seems wrong. I don't know. I can only see the only time... I really don't know. I guess they're both just good. Yeah, I guess they're just both good. I don't know what else to say. They're both useful in their own circumstance. If you have them... Yeah, as I was saying before, it feels like you would have to change it based on your party composition. Because if your striker is melee, then and you're melee, then you use Commander Strike. I mean, if you're not melee, then just use Direct the Strike. Because, I mean, there's no reason to use Commander Strike if you're not a melee-based attacker. But if you are melee, then your striker would have to be melee as well for you to really take advantage of Commander Strike. It's weird. It's just weird. Did I tell you about me making Link in 5th edition? I know I told Curtis, but I don't know if I told you. I tried one in 4th edition and in 5th edition. Basically, I just made him an elven fighter, like whatever the class was. Just the interesting thing, I think, was that I gave him a bunch of languages that he would normally have, but then I made it so he can't speak any language except for Sylvan. That's it. That was his gimmick. He can understand other languages, but he can't. Yeah, I made him a high elf. He can understand the other languages he has, which are like Common, Elven, and something else, I think. But the only language he can speak is Sylvan. Which kind of works, because the only time you see him, well, you don't even see him talking. But why? Because he doesn't speak. He doesn't speak any languages. The only thing he ever says is his name, which means he has to know other languages. He has to know what other people are saying. Because his name wouldn't be like a Sylvan thing. He would just say, my name is Link. Well, he wouldn't say, my name is Link. He'd just say Link. But that seems to be the only question he can answer with anything other than a nod, is his name. And names don't really... they don't really translate well. Well, they can, but, you know... If no one else in your party can speak Sylvan, you're limiting your social aspect by leagues. Absolutely. I mean, you can do nods, and you can say your name, because names, as I've been trying to say, they're not language specific. They may be originated in another language, but they're not. They're not going to be pronounced differently in 2 different languages. Yeah. Yeah. Those are the things he says. He doesn't say those things. That's the point. Unless that is how you say... Unless that is the language of Sylvan, is all of his yelps. That's what Sylvan sounds like. Not some wonderful, organic, nature-y, glorious language. No, it's just yelps. Which kind of makes sense, I guess, because it's a Fey language. Malfey are supposed to be beautiful creatures. They're also very natural creatures, which grunts sound about right. See, I feel like Link was always meant to be speaking character, but much like Bethesda games where the player doesn't actually speak. Yeah. I mean, sort of technically speaking. None of the characters speak in any of the Zelda games. They just have texts. And grunts. Maybe they're all just... they all just use telepathy. There you go. That sounds about right. That's why they don't talk. It's not quite the same as Fallout, though, since Fallout actually gives you text dialogue options, even though the character doesn't actually speak. Yeah, he maybe has telepathy 5, yeah. That could work. He never conveys any complex messages, though. Text is speak. Sort of, I guess. But I mean, then if you compare it to Fallout, then the main character is speaking, because you do use text dialogue options. So rather than having it be a voiceless character, it's a literally I do not speak character. which is not like Fallout. Perfect. Yeah, Fallout and they're silent protagonists in a different way. Main character in Fallout is speaking. That's definitely the implication. They just didn't want to voice it because people wouldn't be satisfied with the voice, yes. Fallout 4 did well, though. In that aspect, yes, I agree it did well, but in many other aspects it didn't. What the fuck? How did I miss that? They got a voice actor who voiced Jack in Mass Effect 2 to 3 for the female PC. Well, it wasn't just the story, it was just how you affected the world and the default dialogue options being really unspecific. I haven't actually got to the ending. I kind of quit after a while. Just after realizing it was... You had 4 choices for each dialogue option. It was a snarky yes, a normal yes, an aggressive yes, and another normal yes. There was no evil options. It was just good, and then good but snarky. Which wasn't my favorite. I agree. It's terrible. I mean, you always had the option of walking away, but it wasn't really inherent in the dialogue. Like, you could just kill everybody. You could literally just kill everybody, but you didn't have any dialogue options for it. It was either your only dialogue was good, and then your evil option was just to kill. No, it's not vague. Yeah, there was no option to voice a negative opinion. Or I don't know if it would be a negative opinion, but just like a negative I don't know how to say it. Like, you could be snarky, you could be an asshole, but ultimately, you would still be doing whatever they're telling you to do. Okay, I'm just going to keep it like that. It's very ovular, but fuck it. It's together enough. Anyways, I was just pointing out the difference between the Fallout games and the Zelda games. The protagonist does not speak whatsoever, at all, in any fashion, in the Zelda games, other than maybe saying his name, but that's really it. I guess you could say that he says yes and no, but that could also just be conveyed with a nod or a shake of the head. So I'd say that the only thing he ever says is his name. Which, yeah. He's not mute, obviously. Unless he has a cue card that says his name on it. But he just doesn't speak very much. Yes, father?
Are you done?
No. I'm done at 6, like I usually am.
Dishwasher?
No. I will after I'm done. Where's it? Detective Barbie. Now, let's go to a man who hates Bloodborne, plays Bloodborne. Perfect. Yeah. No, I would never use the character. I just thought it was an interesting character to make that as a thing. I wouldn't use him. Not mostly because he's mute, but mostly because he's Link. I mean, I just wouldn't use him unless it was like a specific Zelda world role-playing thing. But then everybody would want to be Link. You just have a whole bunch of people. I feel like if it was a contest, I'd win just to have the most interesting way of it being Link. Like other people would submit just, normal fighters or rangers and stuff, and then I'd submit this guy who's fucking mute, but not mute. Or even some people would make it mute, but I have a specific... He can speak this language. I now know not to go near mute characters. I'm I'm not considering it, but I just half think it would be hilarious to make a blind character, because there are feats in 4th edition at least that support blind characters, but I'm just wondering how the board would be. Like, you would think I would know what it looks like, sort of. Like, I would know the basic structure of the room, being a blind fighter, but I wouldn't see the room as the room. So, I don't know. Maybe you'd put like you'd make my area of vision like a 10 feet, 10-foot circle, something like that. Yeah, you can totally play a blinded character in 4th edition. You can, absolutely, and there are feats and shit that support it, which is absolutely wonderful. Yes, it's hilarious how not disruptive it is. But I'm just wondering how it would work as far as the board goes. Or as far as maybe dynamic lighting goes, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know if you lose the ability to flank. I'm not sure. But basically, you're better at combat for taking those feats. It's just if something is totally silent, then you just probably can't see it. But I don't even know if that's how the mechanic works. It's fucking weird. It's weird. I'm not sure why you would lose the ability to flank. Yeah, blind fighting sentinel and blind fighting warrior. And I imagine you would be limited. Yeah, probably. I'm just wondering how exactly. Probably bring the OBS up. There we go. Yes, C in quotation marks. Yeah, and a question mark. Yeah. You can see. Yeah, the condition is now moot against you. It's not really an issue, though. I mean, that's pretty well the feat. It just means blind doesn't affect you. Which is the point of the feat. It's not like you can only take it if you are normally blind. Like, you can just take it anytime. And then if you're blind, then it just means more to you. You can take it not blind and just say, I can fight while being blind. And the reason you can't flank is because of the condition. When blinded... Oh, I see. You grant combat advantage. Can't see the target. Huh. Kinda sucks. Then again, that does mean that you don't have to worry about trying to get flank all the time. Which is really the only reason you would move around in 4th edition combat. So, you know. Not... Sorry, base 4th edition combat. Which isn't great. Also, with Jonathan's character, you don't have to be bothered. I'm not sure I understand. I mean, you don't have to be bothered to try to get flank, since you just have combat advantage against them every turn if you want to, which is retarded. But hell, we need as much DPS as possible at this point, since we don't have a fucking healer. I think Intuitive Strike, because of this. The power grants a bonus to allies who have combat advantage. I could be handing him +3 or even +4 at 4th. Oh, wow. The power grants a bonus to allies who have combat advantage. Yeah, no, actually, that's a lot better. I thought it was a +1 bonus. But no, it's 1 plus wisdom or charisma over the regular +2. Oh, over. So you're not adding to it. Still, that's incredible. I mean, at level 1, depending on how you build your character, you could have a absolute ridiculous plus. I find that the interesting part of 4th edition is trying to abuse mechanics. Or use them in an interesting way. Which feels weird. A specific power loses strength modifier to its damage, but still. With that fucking pairing? What? 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 I forget what I say every moment. Every minute, I forget entirely what I said in that last minute. Thing is, the whatever trick power he's using correctly. Yeah, no, as I said, it's just 4th edition is a matter of using and abusing mechanics. That's the game. Yes. That's what you do. Getting another fucking blister on my finger. Good. Oh, it's from all the pinching between the ring. Good. Perfect. Yeah, he doesn't even have to move to get combat advantage. I'd sort of get it if it was a movement that didn't allow you to move or something like that, but no, it's just If you need to move, you can just get combat advantage every turn. As long as you can reach them, you get combat advantage. I was just commenting on how broken Warlord with Initiative Strike and a Thief would be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense. Just consistently get combat advantage. Yeah. That would be pretty broken. Can move up to 4 squares. Oh, okay. I thought it was this whole movement. Still. Maybe that's how we should break the game. As revenge for Dan giving us a non-healer. Or a non-leader, rather. Just, fuck it. We're gonna break it now. But the entirety of flanking to get combat advantage is teamwork. Thief has effectively removed any need of flank. Yeah. That's accurate. That is accurate. We now no longer need to move. We can give each other flank, but the main person who needs flank is the main person who's attacking, which is the striker. And if the striker can just automatically get combat advantage, you don't really need to use any sort of combat techniques or movement techniques. Oh, Jesus. Except for you, Mr. Thief. You can solo. For some reason. Yeah. Mom's home early. I don't really want to get revenge. Wouldn't even be revenge, really. Would just show him how broken we can make the game. Yeah. Foury combat goes from mundane, nobody's really gonna die, it's not a problem, to, oh shit, that's a boss, and he's going to fucking kill us. But still, if the combat's mundane. It goes from boring and boring to boring and life-threatening. Not to mention, I'm a fucking defender that wants to kill other PCs. Yeah. If we do that and Soldier dies, I'm somewhat... Well, I mean, if Soldier dies, then that just means we have to step up our combat advantage game. It's not like it's totally useless without it. It's just broken with it. Still, being able to alter how much combat advantage gives you it's still a great power. It's just not as good as others. I just want to be able to do shit other than just, you know, my at-wills. Or my powers. Yes, wanting to kill my party is another issue in itself. You see, I want to get rid of my character with the mace, but Dan doesn't want to get rid of the mace. So we're at a standstill right now, because there's no reason my character would give up the mace. But I don't want to use my character anymore, since he's become too conflicted, I guess. A charisma lord with that power is dishing out a truckload of combat advantage bonuses. Yeah, 5e is faster. And spells are interesting. Spells are super interesting. Also, HP isn't fucking stupid. Seriously, a difference between, like... It's a difference of, like, 5 between characters of the same class. Like, maximum 5. That's ridiculous. Like, if building a level 1 character, it's nice to have that extra 2 or 3 health. But if you were building a level 10 or 20 character, then there's no fucking reason to have any constitution. You can have, like, an 8. Other than for roleplay purposes. Because that 5 health isn't going to make a difference when you have, like, 80 health. Or 100 health. It's just not going to make that big of a difference. There's only around 2 ways to get high. Yeah. Just want my 16 charisma to do something. Other than give me 2 extra health. It allows you to substitute con for your highest ability score. Via a background that allows you to substitute Constitution, for your highest ability score. And I forget the other. Well, I mean, the main issue is that your Constitution doesn't really affect your HP a whole hell of a lot. Like, from taking one fucking feat, you can have more HP than having 16 Constitution instead of 12. 1 feat. In fact, double. You would have double how much HP you would have otherwise. Or not double your HP, but double how much more HP you would have. If you're understanding me. 5. I have quite the blister on my finger now. I just think that your con should affect HP per level. Just lower base HP per levels and make it so you add your Constitution modifier. Just take 2 HP away from HP per level, the base HP per level, and then say add your Constitution modifier to this. Or just take 1 away. I think taking 1 away is probably the better option. 1 or 2, I don't know. Okay, that's 6. The difference in HP per level is so unbelievably minimal. Wizard, Invoker, Scion gain 4, and a bunch gain 5 or 6, and Mortons gain 7. Yeah. The only reason that there's a fair amount of difference in HP is because of first level. That's the only reason. Con really should have factored in, and I'm really unsure why it didn't. Yep. This is a pretty big problem of using the tin clips. They just all fucking stick together. Since there's a big enough hole for them to fit pieces in. There's a big enough hole in each ring to fit more rings in. Unless you dump your con, but you'd be an idiot to do so, save for such specialized build, but there's no option. I mean, there's the... what is it called? There's that one class that uses con as your main ability for attacking. It's a psionic class. I don't remember what it's called, though. It was Mitchell's original character, despite him never using it. Maybe if you shake them around in the container, they'll link themselves. Yeah. I mean, I'd still have to close each individual one, so it wouldn't make it much easier. But yeah, that sounds fun. Just link into foreign ones themselves. I'm sure that would happen. Without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, I'm gonna pull this forward. I have to go to the bathroom quick, so just gonna leave that like that. Battle Mind, my Warlock. Do you use your Warlock for Constitution? Is that right? Maybe I'm just thinking of Battle Mind because it's a defender. Anyways, going on break. Give me a few minutes. And we're back. Daddy Pope. Did you know that synthetic materials such as polyester, stuff that's used in a lot of clothes, can leach harmful toxins? Just a fun thought. Or I should specifically say, not specifically, I should say can leak harmful toxins. Or leak possibly harmful toxins. Infernal And the Eroded Star Pack can use Con. They have the choice to, yeah. He was aware enough to pop Mind Spike for his opportunity attack when it came up. Yeah. I don't remember that, but yeah. Wasn't for him, wasn't for Ryan. That's fine. It's not for everyone. I seriously have a huge blister on my finger right here. Just from pressing down on this side so much. I can't even tell you about the blisters I have on my finger and my thumb like this. It feels so bad. I'm used to having nice soft hands. Now my fingertips are rotting. I don't think rotting is the right word, but you know what I mean. They're hardening, and I don't like it. Okay, I shouldn't say I'm used to having nice soft hands. I'm used to having nice soft palms and fingertips. Backs of my hands have always been horrible. Wasn't for either Scott either. Well, Genj was kind of into it. Genj was actually pretty into it. But, yeah, no. Wasn't for Mr. Hache. Why did I pop it? It's gonna be a bitch to deal with. Actually, it doesn't hurt that much. Shouldn't be too big of a problem. Yes. His druid to giant bumblebee. Wild shape. That was wonderful. He likes to be silly, and I allow him to be silly. Which is nice. I just wish I didn't come up with a 100 by 100 grid that you can just walk on, especially without dynamic lighting. Why did I do that? We're just throwing out last names. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Was pretty much the reason we spotted our personal group. Yeah. Yeah, no, he was. Is spotted? Stopped. Was he? Oh yeah, no, I guess he couldn't show up, could he? Yeah, no, there were quite a few times where he just couldn't show up, but you know what? I still think it lost a lot of value. If I were to restart it up today, I would definitely make it a hex crawler. Just because I think that's a better way to do it than walking over 100 by 100 square maps. So, well, I guess it was... He was the reason we stopped. I don't know. I think it probably would have stopped fairly quickly after that, considering how I was working it. But yeah, no, it was mostly Scott's schedule that was fucking with us. Didn't we? Yeah, we made a campaign after that though. We used not Mines of Hauberk. God damn it. We used... Yes, Dad? What? The window? I wanted it open.
He's still streaming.
Yeah. Anyways, I wish I knew about hex crawlers before. Because then I would have made it a hex crawler. I think Genj probably would have been more interested if it was a hex crawler with random encounters. So he was the reason, but I was possibly, not necessarily, possibly the reason. Mines of Slangstone. Yes, it was Slangstone. Why did we stop that? I think it was just because I wasn't prepared, and then eventually it was just swept under the table. Something along those lines. That's a fucking misshapen one right there. It was a good campaign for one session. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty nice. At least I learned I needed to invest in a new mic. Yeah. Well, your mic's a lot better now, I can tell you that. It was the clearest one on that, on your Sunday game. Hey, look! 5-in-1. Let's see if I can work this, actually. I mean, no, I'm not gonna do it. This is just the easiest. Putting them on the chain is the easiest part of it. It's just closing the freaking hoops that's the hard part. There's no reason to try to make them fit instantly. I think you didn't have any other maps done, and we swept it under the rug because no one was available to play at the same time. I think I had maps done, I just couldn't get the story done. In fact, I know I had the maps done, because all I needed to do was take the map out of the book. It was just I didn't have how the maps connected and how the story connected done. Because reading is not my strong suit. And then, yeah, I guess I think people just couldn't show up for a week, and then another week, and then eventually it was just swept under the rug, yeah. I'm done DMing. Unless I make my own world, own campaign, hex crawler based, then I'm probably done with DMing. Just because I don't want to read other people's lore and follow it. My Sunday group's got some weird quality issues. Yes?
Do you want me to make you a wrap, or are you gonna make it yourself? I've got chicken and wedgies and the broccoli cheese stuff.
Well, I can make it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, we have enough 5-lets now. All we need to do is connect them up, connect them to this piece, and then connect them to the big piece. And then, depending on time, we might be done then, or I might put shoulder pads on. I say pads, that's not really the accurate term. We couldn't do a week, and then we just put it off, then indefinitely, yeah. Get the wrap. Oh, my mom makes like these ranch mustard wraps. I don't like them. Also, we have wedgies, so I just kind of want to... we got wedgies, so I just want to eat them. I just like eating the chicken and the wedgies together. I usually I stop at 6 because dinner's ready and I want to eat dinner. But since Mom brought home dinner, now it's ready at 5. So I'm conflicted. Oh, I don't like ranch. Now imagine ranch and like Dijon mustard or something. It's terrible. Mustard's fucking amazing though. Yes, but ranch and mustard is not. Mayo is great. As much as I dislike eggs, I love mayo. Wrap the wedgies in the wrap. Maybe. Just put chicken and wedgies in a wrap. I've done that before. Or no, I've done like sandwiches of chicken and wedgies before. Which is wonderful. I think I have more than enough rings to do shoulder pads and everything. I don't think I'll need to be doing another coil until probably the end of next session or even the beginning of the third session. The session after that, rather. I don't know why I call them wedgies. They're wedges. They're potato wedges. I think it's just something from childhood. Mishearing my dad or my dad saying it in a certain way. They're wedges, not wedgies. Jesus, wedgies. I have learned that it's so much easier to orient these when they're sitting down. My family still calls them that as well. I don't know why. I don't know why. Wedgies! Oh, Shadows of Yarnum. Okay. Search for the West Marches game is still pretty much turning up nothing, by the way. Same groups, pretty much. There was only one promising one. But that was the one that only allowed human as a race. And it was set in Neverwinter. I think you might have deleted it because I don't remember you saying that. Either way, I don't want to be set to a specific race. That seems stupid. Also, I don't know the Neverwinter campaign setting. Not that I really know any campaign setting, but I really don't know Neverwinter. Did I tell you about the time that I was in art school and everybody was explaining themselves and saying things that they were interested in, and it came up to my turn and I said, I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and then the room went entirely silent, and then the person next to me said, hey, but like the Neverwinter game? I was like, no, the tabletop game, like the actual physical tabletop game. And he's like, oh. Apparently my school was just filled with people that liked video games and never actually tried board games. It disappointed me somewhat. Not that most things that came out of that school didn't disappoint me, because they did. I expect if I was there now, we'd be probably going through feminist riots. Or feminist right marches, I suspect. Which would be just great. It's a bad time to be in college for anti-feminists. Yeah, I don't like that. Classes were limited as well, but it's decent. And Neverwinter's in the Forgotten Realms in the northwestern region. It's the setting of Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2 PC games, and I think includes Baldur's Gate. Sure. It's Skyrim, right? Basically. Is that accurate? I think I played one of the Neverwinter games for 10 minutes. Realized it wasn't like... I don't think Wizards of the Coast have ever produced... I don't know if Wizards of the Coast is the right term. But... Or rather, the right company. I don't think they've ever produced like a grid-based... top-down RPG that's actually like Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, Baldur's Gate, it used circles, but I don't think there was an option for grids. I mean, well, you're right that, I mean, our arguments, anti-feminist arguments, are like, I don't know how to say it without sounding like a total prick. They're correct. Like, they use statistics and shit to actually back it up. it just seems that colleges are overrun right now with feminists and social justice warriors, and it's a numbers game. Whether or not my argument is correct is irrelevant, because there are 40 other people who don't think I'm correct. Yeah, that's accurate. I'm not going to talk about feminists on here. Wait, what am I saying? I'm not going to censor myself. Fuck that. If I want to talk about feminism, I am going to talk about feminism. I just don't really care to. It's an irrelevant argument. Neverwinter Nights and Baldur's Gate are turn-based, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm fine with turn-based combat. That's fine for me. I like that, actually. What I don't like is the fact that it works with circles instead of squares, or even hexes. There's no grid. It's just... I don't know. I don't like that. If what was it? Sword Coast Legends. If that had an option to use grid, that would be great. I'm pretty sure Baldur's Gate is turn-based. Or sort of turn-based. Something like Final Fantasy turn-based, where you have to fill up a stamina bar or something to use your action. I swear it was something like that during combat. Maybe I'm wrong. I only played a little bit of it. I guess Neverwinter Nights technically is, but the way its turn system works is jank. I think I played Neverwinter Nights. I just want an official tool that I can use. A proper official tool that you just buy. Has dynamic lighting, has miniatures and everything. Well, not actual miniatures, like instead of miniatures they use... Well, I mean, miniatures would actually be fine in themselves. Not necessarily... I don't necessarily need animation, but... Fuck's sakes, come on. And then you have an option for grid combat. As I said, Sword Coast Legends would have been great for me. It was great for some other people. It would have been really great for me had it had grid combat. You can pause both games, so it's... Oh, okay. Okay, that was it then. It's like Dragon Age. You can pause at any time and then plan your turn and then... You let it go. Let it go. Let it go. No bars to be had here except for health. I recommend Neverwinter Nights and Neverwinter Nights 2. Looks really good. It either existed then got canned, or just got canned in development. Yep. Maybe there's a mod out at this point. There might be. That'd be quite the extensive mod, though, to keep everything in the grid. I just don't like circles. I don't. Hexes, sure. I think hexes would work really well. But I don't like circles. I don't think I've watched Angry Joe since he posted about his apparently incredible PC, his Alienware PC. God damn it, what the hell did I do? I thought I connected those two. Apparently not. Great. I watched Angry Joe play a bit of it when it was released. Sword Coast. It didn't look particularly promising. No, not really. I just watched, who was it? I think it was in the Yogscast. Yeah, no it was. It was, in the Yogscast, they were doing DM stuff rather than the main story. And again, it did look, for the DM section, it looked pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. But again, there's just no grid. So I'm just not interested. I think the best Neverwinter MMO. I think the Neverwinter MMO and Neverwinter Nights /1 and 2 are the best bets for D&D fun times. But the MMO is kind of crap. I think that's the one I played, was the MMO. I don't think it was Neverwinter Nights. I think I'm going to stop after I put this onto the armor. Sadly, no shoulder plates for today, because it is getting pretty late. Also, I'm hungry as shit. And dinner's ready. I'm waiting. Every time I look over at this, it looks wrong. But then I pull down the middle part, and it looks right again. I hate it. I hate it. It's a freaking an obstacle illusion. I'm just gonna give myself a moment for that. An obstacle illusion. It's just an optical illusion, but it pisses me off to no end. I want to attempt to get back into that shit fest. Why? I don't MMO. I've tried so many MMOs, and I've never liked any of them. No lunch. Oh no. I had No, I had some rice for lunch. Also, apparently, there's a giant blue vagina centipede in Bloodborne. I didn't know about that. Interesting. Obstacle illusion, yeah. I could see an illusionary obstacle, but an obstacle illusion, that's not. Nope. Okay. So now we gotta connect these four. And then we gotta connect this whole thing to that thing that way. There are certain games that the Game Grumps are just so shit at, I can't watch them play it. Just certain games. Like Portal 2, for instance. I couldn't do it. When they were getting through one puzzle per episode, I couldn't do it. Or sometimes not even getting through a puzzle per episode. Just certain games. I think Bloodborne was one of them. That's why I didn't end up watching it. But I'm not sure. I think it might have just been because I wasn't that interested in Bloodborne. And I'm still not really all that interested in Bloodborne. The freaking blood vial mechanic pisses me off. The only person you're hurting with that is people who aren't doing well. That's it. Well, the MMO version got 2 new classes, but it's still limiting in what you can do. They add Scourge Warlock and Protection Paladin. Dude, don't even get me started on them. Game Grumps, you mean? So fucking stupid sometimes. Portal 2 was shit. Dan was... Jesus Christ, Dan in freaking Portal 2. You don't get a guy who can't play a dual-stick first-person game at all, whatsoever. He was as bad as my dad trying to play a 2-stick game. You don't get someone like that to play the game. It should have been like a steam train. And it should have been Ross and someone else. Ross and Aaron even. But fucking Dan. Nothing against Dan. He was entertaining, but Jesus. It was Aaron slowly figures out the puzzle, the game, the series. Bloodborne was iffy and slow. Demon Souls had the same healing system with Moongrass. Demon Souls is best. I looked at a few Let's Plays and stuff of Demon Souls, and it looks pretty nice, actually. I expected more performance issues, just because Dark Souls had a lot of performance issues, but no, it looked pretty good. And I do like the mana system, actually. I didn't look too much into it, but it looked fine to me. I feel like they're just a podcast at this point, Game Grumps. It's not even about the game at all, whatsoever. I just put it on, listen to something else. At the beginning, I was going to watch the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Let's Play. But, you know, it just turned again into one of their series where they don't talk about the game at all, and they just talk about whatever else. Yeah, no, that was my exact problem, that Aaron's trying to take over John's persona. That's what bothered me right at the beginning when they switched to Dan. because John was the zany crazy one and Aaron was the super relaxed guy. And then when John left and Dan came in, Dan was the super relaxed guy and Aaron had to take the place of John. Otherwise it wouldn't be the same dynamic. So then Aaron just went off the fucking rails. I rarely don't watch a series. I rarely watch a series. I usually listen to the series. But I never really pay attention to what's visually happening. Dan doesn't even know what a video is. Since he was born in 1066. Yeah. I think Dan and John would work. It's just that Aaron is naturally more relaxed, and then he just kind of puts on a show since he has to take place of John. Which is weird to say, because what it's been like 3 years since John has left, and John was only there for 1 year. But... yeah, it's a podcast with visuals. I mean, that is essentially a video, but sure. Yeah, Aaron has his reactionary moments. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. He was normally quiet, but then if something fucked up happened, then he freaked out. But now he's just in consistent freak-out mode. John was tame until reactions. But Aaron, yeah. Yeah, that 1 year, first year of Game Grumps was fucking fantastic. And then I had so many freaking emotions that same year that they switched John about. Because that was the same year Polaris started and TGS quit. I think it was the same year that Brooke announced that she had a boyfriend as well. I shouldn't say Brooke, that makes me sound like a creeper. I think it was the same year that Dodger announced she was dating Sam as well. There were just so many mindfucks that year. I rarely watch a series. I meant watch or listen to. I had to actually stop even opening the Mario Maker videos at part 30 to 40. Yeah, I watch them every once in a while. I stop in, take a look. But it's never really all that interesting. Do you know of Tear of Grace? He's pretty great. He is doing a Mario Maker series right now. That's actually pretty fun. Simply because of his editing format. I've never liked Strippin'. I don't know what else to say. I have never really liked him. Originally that was just because, oh, he's a male model, great, pretentious asshole. But then I watched his content and I'm like, well, he is kind of a pretentious asshole, actually. I mean, he's joking sometimes, which is nice, but Just a lot of the time, he just seems... Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure he's a great guy. Yeah. Why not Jesse, though? My eyes well up inside when I think that she didn't choose Jesse. I mean, I sort of understand it. He's been friend-zoned for years, and he's not getting out of that. But it's just... They work so well together. They have such a wonderful dynamic, and it's just... makes me sad. I mean, Bloodborne is is highly RNG based. That is actually the truth. But yeah, no, he's a bit. He comes off as a bit pretentious to me. Jesse's a cool guy. Yeah, Jesse's great. I wonder if he's finally understood how Dark Souls works, though. And how there is a story. If he's finally accepted that Dark Souls actually does have a story. I wonder if he's done that yet. I'm gonna try to speed up a little bit, because if I don't, then I might not even be done by 6. It is, but it isn't. He was one of the only ones with lots of knowledge in the game. Yet he was bringing up RNG on every play. Yeah. Essentially, I would say it's the same set of mechanics as most games, where there's a random element to it. That's how combat just works. This one's more blatantly random by literally rolling a dice. But you can make it a lot easier. Like you can affect it very easily. From what I've heard, though, there's a lot of RNG, and you can get fucked pretty easily. But I should asterisk that. You can get fucked fairly easily if you aren't careful. If you understand the mechanics, and you are careful, you can still get fucked over, but it's much less likely. From what I understand. I've never played the game, and I haven't watched that much of it. But from what I have watched, that seems right. I still can't quite believe that I picked up the game, having never played it, faster than Dodger. I still haven't finished the videos. I've barely touched the videos. I probably watched like one or two of any of the Bloodborne invitational tournaments. Because it was a Polaris invitational tournament, and then there was the Krendor invitational tournament, I think. Or maybe it was back when they were the Game Station. I'm not sure. I like the Game Station. I miss the Game Station. Yes.
You only wanted half, so there's the other half, and then you can make your whole one.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Bloodborne Invitational Tournament. Is that what I said? Shit. Blood Bowl. I think I said Blood Bowl. I swear I said Blood Bowl. You could do speedrun tournaments. That could work, right? You just all sit down in one session and try to get through as much of the game as you can in X amount of time. Or possibly get through the whole game and then have a time for it. Perfect. Oh, if it was the second Krendorian Invitational, then I think they've only had 2 Bloodborne tournaments. So I guess the first one, in that case, if that is true, then the first one would have been the Krendorian Invitational. I love Dodger dodging the question. Dodger dodging. Her dodging the question about what about Jesse? Doctor, what's up? Making chainmail. You want to see the how much I have so far? Like I have a big set. I have a big set over there. Pretty well the entire front part of the Hauberk. If you want to see that, I can bring it up. I'm gonna be adding this to it pretty soon though. What? I just came in. More linking, more chatting, important topics that have no relation to. What happened? What do you mean what happened? Yeah, let's see. Okay. Give me a second. Ooh. Okay. This is what I have so far. That piece that I'm working on right now on my desk. That's going to be going right here, and it's going to be almost to the bottom. Not quite to the bottom, simply because I counted wrong, but I can just add more to the bottom, so it shouldn't be an issue. I was going to do the shoulder pads today, but it seems that we've taken a little bit too much time. So yeah.
I have the neck seam, and if I pull this down, it actually looks correct. Horizontal piece, and yeah. So this will be at approximately my what is it called? Collarbone, and then this will sit an inch or two below my waist. That's like what? I think that was like 15 hours of work so far, not including today's session. Something around there. Lots of work either way. So we're going to add this piece to that big piece before today ends, before the stream ends. So it'll probably be after 6. I'm not sure though. I want to wear that to the Renaissance. Imlil. Don't judge spelling. I won't, but I'm little? Is that? Whatever. I wish we had more Renaissance stuff around here. I'd totally wear this, but we don't. No LARPing stuff. No Renaissance stuff. Because York region sucks. Yep, little 13. I mean, it'd probably go down to like your knees then. Because I'm big. I'm almost 6 feet tall, and I'd say about half of that is my torso. So that would probably go down. This would probably go down to like your knees. Something like that. I shouldn't say I'm tall. I'm above average. I'm 6 feet. Oh! Okay then. Renaissance period would have likely forgone male for breastplates. Even then, early firearms would have still torn a hole through the plate. Also female. Okay. I've not studied that period though. Yeah, no, I know it was the 15th century where they developed full plate mail and they did away with their shields in favor of two-handed weapons. And I'm pretty sure that was also the period where they were developing gunpowder firearms. So Renaissance is a little late. But, I think they just call it Renaissance festivals for, I want to say prosperity. I'm not sure if that's the right word. Sorry. Apologies, not plate mail. Full plate armor. Interlock. Well, I guess you could have interlocking plates. Yeah, you know. I wish I lived where you lived then, because we're not big on anything that's not beer and trucks here, which sucks. Wikipedia says the 13th century is interlocking plates.
I swear it was the 15th century. Yeah, okay. Reached its peak. Yeah. That's the point where they stopped using shields altogether in favor of using pole arms or just two-handed weapons in general. Because at that point, there was no reason to use a shield. Gotta pee. Okay. What's your favorite shield design? Probably round. Like a nice large round Viking shield. I don't know why. I think it's just for aesthetic purposes. Just like a really big round shield. Sounds nice to me. I should be a Viking. I like chainmail and round shields. Those Roman tower-esque shields look pretty nice as well. Norman. I'm gonna have to look at it. Norman shield. Norman shield. Oh yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, they look nice. I don't like Keter or kite shields really. But yeah, Norman shields, tower shields, I guess you could call them. And large round shields. I don't like small round shields. Just large round shields. I think my preference would be... No. Norman's not a tower one. No, I know. Norman's like the teardrop one with the really pointy bottom. I'm just saying that Norman... I was just saying Norman shields and tower shields and large round shields are my favorites. hand pavises. Let's look it up. Yeah, no, I guess they're pretty nice. I wonder if they have any concave shields. Like if it was strong enough that the shield would not break, then a concave shield seems pretty useful. Okay, back. Cool. Did you have a nice pee? Yeah, you'd be putting a lot of stress on your arm. Your shield arm. Probably not a great idea, no. If you're gonna parry, you should probably be parrying with your sword anyways, so... There's not really an upside to it, actually. I don't know why I thought that. No, it wasn't a nice urination. No. Problems. Okay, so I'm gonna attach this to the main piece. Yeah. It would be an interesting mechanic to have. Well, if you're using plate armor, then you really don't get a bonus from a shield. That'd be an interesting mechanic to put in Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, jeez. Push them out. Put them together. I've totally forgotten how to weave them in. I don't know how, but I have totally forgotten. Is that correct? Like that? I think that's it. Not totally sure though. No, it can't be it. No, it's not. Let's see. The wrong way around. think that's right. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Yeah, it's right. Given that shield is meant to deflect attacks, it's 601. You've gone over time. That would just overcomplicate the system, and you could argue that a shield is still useful when wearing full plate. It's useful for parrying, I guess. I guess you could say it's still useful, but generally speaking, it's not worth it. But I suppose if you're using a D&D setting and you have a specific role and you're not just, I'm trying to save my life and other people's life, and instead you're just saying, I want to be as fucking tanky as possible, then I guess a shield could be protectful, or could be worth it if that were the case. And you're not just trying to stay alive, you're trying to actively defend. The fuck is this, a puzzle now? Yeah, no, essentially. That is not inaccurate to say that it's a puzzle. Still here, Doctor? Well, AC is meant to cover the variety of protection options, from taking the blow straight on to deflecting it with your shield to dodge out of the way at the right moment. Yeah. That is accurate. AC is a very special defense. Viewer list says yes. Yeah, but I've had the viewer list lie to me before. Maybe he was saying, or sorry, she was saying that she's, from no, she was saying that she's not back. Maybe. I don't know. We're not actually going to finish the front today, sadly. We're going to have to finish that tomorrow, since I'm streaming tomorrow instead of Sunday. Because I have to go somewhere Sunday. She comes back before the stream ends, though. Or if she's gone, then that's fine, whatever. But I just don't want her to come back to an ended stream. God damn it. Is this the quiet part of the stream? Yes, this is the concentration part. The entire thing would have been the quiet part had you not been commenting. Just trying to get through this really quickly so I can go eat. I say quickly, but I'm trying to do it carefully so I get it right. I get it done correctly the first time through. So I don't want to be checking the weave afterwards and realizing, oh fuck, I screwed up here. Now I have to undo the weave and do it again. That wouldn't be fun. I still really dislike the blood vial mechanic in Bloodborne. I'm just watching Bloodborne on... Well, watching, quote-unquote. Listening more, so... To Bloodborne on my second monitor. I really hate the blood vial mechanic. Simply because it only affects... It only negatively affects, for one. But it only really affects people who are doing bad already. If you're dying a lot, if you're using a lot of blood vials, then those are the people who are affected by, oh look, you ran out of blood vials, time to go farm. And I know that the mechanic is supposed to be like, well, it's incentivizing you to just use less blood vials, or rather, go into combat with less blood vials. But if you're already doing shit at beating the boss, you're likely going to say to yourself, well, if I can't beat him with full blood vials, what the hell's the chance that I'm going to beat him with 4 blood vials? So you just say, okay, fine then, I'll just go farm. Which is the problem I have. It's just easier to go farm. And that's not a good thing. It should just regenerate. Yeah. I just don't know why they just didn't use the same mechanic. I would say that the reason could be that, oh, we're giving away that you can regenerate blood vials, or rather get blood vials while you're in the middle of adventuring by just picking them off bodies. But you could do that in Dark Souls. You can get the Estus flasks, or you can get Estus. I guess you would just call it Estus. You can get Estus from enemies. It's very rare, or fairly rare, I guess. But you could still do it. All they would need to do is just have it drop more often. If they wanted that to be a heightened mechanic, but that's not it. It just promotes farming for people who aren't good at the game. Yeah, but if your punishment is farming, that's just a bad mechanic. If your punishment is dying, sure. That's fine. If there was more incentive to say, hey, I'm not going to farm, I'm just going to go in there with 7 health vials, then sure, but there's not. It's just easier to go and farm some weak enemies that you're not going to die to. What NG did you drop Dark Souls 2 on? I never play like New Game Plus or anything. I think I beat a few bosses that were in New Game mode, but I never played New Game Plus. Well, I've played them. I've just never beat them because they just didn't interest me that much. Once I had all the items and stuff, I just kind of stopped playing. I got through the story and I was happy. Got through the story, beat all the bosses, and I was happy. Oh, actually, I never did beat that dragon boss in Dark Souls 2. That one dragon that sat up on his ledge thing. Never beat that. Don't know why. Actually, maybe I did. But I don't think so. Something like 330 hours, including PvP time. I think I have like 80 hours or something. I never got into PvP. It just seemed that every time I got into a PvP scenario, something shit happened. Not always, but most of the time, whenever I went into PvP, there was a connection problem or something, and they were moving around weirdly, or they got backstabs on me from miles away, or I just didn't care. Because of my connection, to me, invaders were just, oh look, I get to die now. Great. Let's see how far I can get before I die. Or let's see how close I can get to a bonfire before I die. I did PvP on the bridge leading to the Iron Keep or whatever the fuck. I was a dragon bro, and I think I was leagues above my opponents in soul level. Still pissed at FromSoft for not giving people who bought all the DLC a further discount on Scholar of the First Sin. I still bought it. When it was on sale, When it was on sale, I still bought it, but it doesn't make me any less pissed off. Almost done. Crown of the Sunken King did not interest me in the slightest. As per always, I love exploring the world and defeating the bosses. And defeating the enemies. It just engages me so much. I really didn't care at all about the story of Dark Souls 2. I just loved how beautiful the areas were, how the level design was, how the enemies were. how the bosses were. And we're done. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna try this on quick. Show you guys the glory of what we have done today.
So yeah, this is pretty well the entire front. Entirely done. I don't think I got any weaving mistakes. No, it all looks good. Still rips my hair out though, which is nice.
Gotta make sure to be careful when I put her on. A halfling could probably wear that. Why do you say that? I mean, they could, but it would go down to like their knees. Or like they're below their knees, like their shins. Anyways. Thank you everybody for watching. I should be streaming tomorrow as well. Or today. Currently, if you're watching this on the VOD as soon as it's posted. Everything I have, all my social media, everything I use in general that's not personal, that's attached to this namesake, the Morbid Hobo, is in the description or underneath the video you're watching right now. So if you want to check that shit out, and go ahead. If you want to subscribe, that would be great. It'd be wonderful. Subscribing, it doesn't do much, but it gives me hope. There you go. Yeah. So just read chat. It looks small, is it not? The front doesn't even look like it covers you fully. No, it's just, I'm not going to have it lay flat like this. I'm going to have it laid stretched out a little bit. The sides are going to cover it a little bit in those areas. But yeah, the chainmail is just going to be stretched out around me a little bit. Also, I'm wearing a coat, so take that into consideration. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. And goodbye.